Brahms is one of the great composers, one of the three Bs, as was dubbed: Bach, Beethoven, Brahms. The violin concerto actually comes a little bit after his first and then his second symphony. In 1879 it was finished. This is basically a song of a symphony. It's essentially one of the first concertos that has symphonic implications. This is a story of two incredibly famous for the time. Joseph Joachim was one of the biggest violin virtuosos, also a composer at the time, and Johannes Brahms. Joachim was sought after by Brahms many times to give advice on, sort of the idiosyncratic way that a violin is performed, and also structurally. And it's interesting that Brahms took more of Joachim's advice from a composer standpoint, from a structural standpoint, than he did actually from the violin writing. And that's one of the reasons why this violin concerto is so incredibly difficult technically to play. Brahms was always more concerned with musical depth and structure and really creating something that was musically sound as opposed to just a showpiece, which was the other side of the coin in the 19th century. Brahms would make the soloist an integral part of the symphony. My relationship with Gregory Walker goes back as long as I've been in the area. Gregory is a superstar violinist and composer in Colorado. One of the really cool things that I think people are really going to be excited about and be intrigued to come to the concert to hear is Gregory is actually going to involve the orchestra in the cadenza. So for many people who know of a cadenza and in Brahms cadenzas, it's basically the pivotal moment where the soloist gets to play by themselves, basically. The orchestra sits out, and in these cadenzas, many times it would be written out. Violinists will write out their own cadenzas or use other cadenzas that have been written in the past. For this particular performance, Gregory has composed his own cadenza, which also involves members of the orchestra. So even I don't know exactly how that's going to happen yet, but I'm incredibly intrigued to figure it out. Debussy is really an incredible untapped resource in the tapestry of symphonic music. It's so great to play Debussy on any other concert because you're going to have maximal contrast with whatever you put his music with. La Mer is an incredible, almost a symbolist piece. This music turns into almost a dream of what the ocean is. It's almost, Impressionism meets symbolism. You have these incredibly new and rich harmonies that Debussy was exploring, and this was such an abrupt shift in Debussy's style. It's really music exploring the elements of touch and sound, and it's not sort of the Germanic style of, okay, this is a symphony and this is a beautiful melody and this is developing a beautiful melody. It's really sort of just exploring the nature behind, the essence behind what we experience every day. We know what the ocean is, but what does it mean, to be the ocean, or what the senses, the smells that the ocean evokes? What is that like? So you really have to come to the concert with all of your senses really opened